What's up, Internet? We are back after a tiny hiatus of Dark Souls. Here with my buddy Caleb. Say hello.
Hello!
And we're finishing this off. I can't remember anything we've done up to this point or why we're even here. I recall us fighting a broccoli at one point. I think we have to finish the Grave Lord. I cannot remember the route to there after we actually get back to the regular area. But here we are. Okay, I didn't walk and kill myself. Hooray.
We're off to a good start.
Yeah. I'm just gonna walk through this empty mine shaft. Oh, crap. I have done that so many times in this game, too.
Same. When it first came out in 2011, I think it was.
Yeah.
I had been a relatively early adopter to Dark Souls, and that was one of my guiltiest actions was, I forgot to hit the button. Oh, look, I fell.
Yeah. It happens to everyone, I think. I think we talked to this guy, he becomes hostile at some point, so we're not going to bother. Actually, that can be said about every NPC in this game. Just don't talk to people. People are jerks. Oh, let's not run down there. There is a trap area you can go to very early, but you can't kill anything because it respawns, if I recall.
Yes, until you manage to take down the necromancers.
Yeah, and then
Which are
these
extremely
jerks.
irritating.
Oh, I don't want to talk to these jerks. I want to be over here, I think, is where the path is. Nope! Okay, we're on a great start. I used to be good at this game. Haven't played it in a year. So, how has your Christmas, New Year's, some form of religious denominational holiday been so far?
Quite good. Quite good. I really can't say much. It hasn't been a very gaming-oriented one, unless you count the fact that I do...
Whoops. Your turn. I thought, though, that was the route to the bonfire. It's like, nope, that's the next room. Shit. Alright, carry on.
Unless you count some D&D and other tabletop RPG-related stuff, which is something I've been getting into a lot more. I got this awesome book called The Monsters Know What They're Doing. And it is a... Just making sure of what button's what. Because I haven't played this on Xbox in ages.
I can't remember what your weapon was either. I knew you had a different weapon than I did.
I think we stopped that after we got better gear overall.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm comfortable with the game again.
So you've been getting into D&D. Have you been using miniatures at all?
A little bit. I have a collection of miniatures of my own.
Nice.
But they're really not painted. They're just...
I'll do it. I literally just painted 2 miniatures this weekend. I'm kind of getting into it. I'm not good, but I'll do it.
But I'm really enjoying the game, the way the game functions. There's something about it that's more fun. Thank you. There's something about it that's more fun than some of the RPGs that we get on consoles, where they like to espouse this paradox of choice, or not paradox, but this fallacy or whatever they refer to it as of choice, and instead they're really just shoehorning you down trails that...
Yeah. No, I've never played D&D because I don't have a lot of friends or anyone, but, I always liked the idea that it was a game that was basically about trying to, make stuff up on the fly and, find solutions on the spot. That always seemed like such an interesting concept to me.
Yes, and it's really hard to replicate in video game format.
Absolutely.
Though there are some that I feel do it better than others. I'm really fond of Torment, Tides of Numenera.
I've been meaning to try that one. That's the sequel to Baldur's Gate, isn't it?
No, that one's a sort of sequel to Planescape.
That's the one I was gonna say too, and I said Baldur's Gate, and I don't know why I did that.
Well, Baldur's Gate is more famous. I can't blame anyone for thinking of that.
Planescape's the one I own, though, even though I've never played it. It's one of the few games I got off Good Old Games.
Yeah, it's actually, much to my surprise, both Baldur's Gate and... Oh, yeah, the Necromancer.
Yeah, just go heal up and at least drop their aggro. Or just murder this guy because I forgot he was here.
Yes. This is the one thing I remembered was actually here. This is where you go to... I do not like that attack at all.
I've seen worse skeleton attacks in this game. We'll be seeing them real soon.
Oh yeah, we did not go deal with the Berserk favorites.
Oh, just you wait. Okay, so we were actually talking about this before, and I'm gonna have to talk about it on my treasure video, so go watch that once it's up. Oh god, I've got so much to do by the end of the year, and there's only 3 more days left. I'm not gonna make it, I don't think. They're gonna be a bit late, I apologize. But, this is a story about how I'm the biggest dumbass on earth, and I decided to go to Boxing Day to the mall. This story starts off a little bit sad. My grandma was recently in a car accident, and she was taken to the hospital. She had to get some surgery. She's out. She's getting better, which is good. But on Boxing Day, we decided to, go visit her, make sure that she's adapting well, because that was like the first day she was out of the hospital. And, well, I happened to get a house coat for Christmas, which is something I actually needed. Unfortunately, it was the wrong size, and I thought someone else was getting one for me as well. Again, that was me being the biggest dumbass ever and misinterpreting stuff. I feel worse and worse by the moment about that. But this is my adventures in Boxing Day and how I will never go Boxing Day shopping again. Because I went to the place that I had to return my my bathrobe to, which is nice. The tills were right up at the front. I had my receipt in hand. It was all good. There was no lines or anything. And the lady took it, and she didn't say anything. She just took it and then handed me a gift card. Now, I was very confused because I was told I could exchange that for cash, which was actually something I kind of wanted because, aside from my boy Caleb here, who brought me some games, which I very much like. I didn't get any games for Christmas. That's not really a thing that happens too much around here. So I was going to use that money to, try and at least buy some games or something, because there's allegedly game sales on Boxing Day. So I got
They were
this...
pretty bad this year. I'm just going to interject.
Yeah, they absolutely were. We're getting to that, but... anyway, I went to the place, I exchanged my robe out for a gift card, even though I was told cash, and I was like, what is this? She's like, that's your cash. She's like, this is not cash, this is a gift card for this one place. A place that I have only stepped in the door of once in the past 25 years, and that was to return this thing. I have no use for this. So it was like this whole thing, and fortunately I was shopping with someone else at the time who kind of bought it, or at least I thought bought it. It was someone else, actually, but they kind of tried to talk their way through this, and basically the short version is the solution for me getting money for this robe that I exchanged would have been to have bought the robe again, and then returned with the original purchased receipt, which I don't know exists because we have a gift receipt, that's the point, and then, hope for the best, except that robe was then on sale, so it wouldn't have been the same value. So it was a whole thing where basically the person I was shopping with basically took the gift receipt and is planning to do something with it in the future, because at the very least they shop there every once in a while. And that is just step one of this incredible quest of stupidity that I went on Boxing Day, because the next place I went to was GameStop, because the person I was shopping with had to go to a different place. And GameStop was crammed like a sardine can. I couldn't get in there, so we basically just left. However, there was another mall not too far away. It was 10 minutes. And we went there because they have a Walmart, and you can hate me for shopping at Walmart. Trust me, I hate myself. That's why I only go there in these extreme situations, because I can't stand Walmart. But they had game deals. Now, I actually do have this flyer. I'm saving it for the video, but it had, and I put in quotes, assorted games on sale. Now, I went in there, and I looked at the assorted games that were on sale. Nothing was on sale. Not even the stuff actually pictured in the images of the actual flyer.
Oh, this was at the Walmart?
Yeah.
Okay.
So nothing was on sale, and I got really pissed off about that. So I was like, fine, whatever. There's a GameStop in this mall that's 2 feet away from this place. I'll go there. So I went there, and, I'm going in mostly with the plan that I want to collect some of the Switch games I missed this year. Because this year I missed 10 games I really wanted to get, and 4 of them were Switch games. They had one of those games in stock. And fortunately, it was about $30 off, so that was good. I bought that. And I asked them about all the other games I had, and most of them were not on sale, and even if they were, they weren't in stock at the time. They had one of like my B-list games in stock as well, but because I spent like $50 on this one game, for some reason I got a free pair of socks. I don't know why. They just had like free quote-unquote nerd culture socks because I guess they were getting rid of inventory or something, so I got socks with the Joker on, even though I don't care for DC too much. I'm actually a little jealous because the kid in front of me got All Might socks and I like My Hero Academia. So, a little bitter about that, but this mall also had a Best Buy on the other side of the mall. And I was like, alright, someone's waiting for me in a car right now, and they think I'm just in Walmart, so I feel awful about this, but this won't be too bad. I haven't run into a line really yet. This will be fine. Let's go. I run out there, and weirdly enough, one of the games I was looking for on my A-list, Luigi's Mansion, not gonna lie, they had it in stock, but for some reason it was $200. And I'm not talking about some sort of bundle deal with a Switch. I'm talking about just the game. For some reason, for Boxing Day, they decided to charge like 3 times as much for it. So I didn't get that, and I saw one of the games I really wanted, which was like my #1 A-list game, which at this point was Fire Emblem Three Houses. I can't wait to play it. Unfortunately, my Switch Joy-Cons are currently in the shop because Nintendo made really bad control sticks.
Yes, though I am excited to hear your thoughts on it. I quite enjoyed it, but...
I haven't played it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Very much so. But I got Fire Emblem Three Houses, was not on sale, and I don't have a lot of money, so that really pissed me off. But it was my most wanted game, and I was dealing with a lot of bullshit at this point. Just you wait, the bullshit hasn't even started yet. This is going to get better. But they had one of the B-list games I wanted, which was Borderlands 3, and I don't like Borderlands. I just don't. But it was a game I could play to kill time on a system that wasn't the Switch. So at the very least, it's going to give me something to do until my Switch gets back, and then I can actually play the games I want. It was on sale apparently for about $60, so about $20 off. Not great, but you know, it's something. And again, at this point, considering I'm also paying for like the full price Three Houses, I can't actually afford this. Like, money's really that tight right now. Like, I can't even pay for my website fees, which I gotta go complain to GoDaddy about for the 11th time. Thanks, GoDaddy, you piece of shit company, by the way. Not the point. I got my games, and I went to the till. Now, this Best Buy happens to have a till in the games section, which would logically, you know, think would be where you'd want to go to get your games. So that's where I am. It's not a big line. There's, like, maybe 2 people in front of me. I get to the front, and the guy behind the till says, you can't buy games at this till. You have to go to the other till on the opposite side of the mall. So I go there, and there's about 50 people in this line. Again, someone's waiting for me out in the car, thinking I'm just popping into Walmart real quick. But again, Walmart has crazy lines, so, you know, I could sort of at least approximate the same experience. They probably wouldn't question it too badly. And I'm sitting there in this line. It's the worst thing ever. It is so slow. And I get to the front, and the lady who's, like, waving people through the line says to me, you can't buy games here. You have to go to the till in the games section. Literally the place I just came from. And I just sat there, and I'm like, okay. I appreciate that you're telling me this, lady. And you can't be rude, because, you know, they're having a tough day. No one wants to be at the mall at Boxing Day, even the people who get paid extra money to be there on that day.
And they don't typically get paid that much extra.
It's still time and a half, usually. And if they've got the hours, it's double time and a half, as I understand. But that's neither here nor there. I'm very understanding, I'm very calm, very patient, because I understand no one wants to be here in this situation. I get it. But, like, I'm getting a little bit frustrated. So the solution was to take the games in my hand, move me outside the line, and basically I have to do their job of waving people through, which is kind of embarrassing. I don't expect a paycheck, maybe, although I did joke about getting the employee discount for my games, and it turns out employees don't get discounts on games, so I'm never working at Best Buy ever. Aside from the fact I have no intention of ever working in retail again. But I'm sitting here at the front of this line, excluding the time before I actually got in this line, for about an hour now. And it's embarrassing, it's awkward. The next thing is, like, this kid who's not in a Best Buy uniform walks by with one of the games I've got, and he's, like, searching around, like, completely confused, because apparently he works there, but he's looking for me. I had to, like, explain to him, I'm the guy with the games you're trying to give. And he comes back to me and he says, okay, here's one of your games. We will hand it to the till, so you just stand by the till, which, you know, at least puts me kind of closer to the goal of actually getting out of there. Although still not in line, which is awkward as all hell. And I'll find the other one. We sorted it kind of weird, so don't worry. We'll find Borderlands for you. I'm waiting another half hour before he comes back and just says, they don't have it in stock. Now, bear in mind, this isn't the case where, you know, they didn't have it in stock or it wasn't listed. We don't have this in stock. They have a huge display full of empty cases. Now, I get those cases are empty, but you have to have at some point emptied those cases, I would think. I would think that you would have some, like, free disc floating around. But I'm getting really frustrated at this point. I'm like, fine, I will just take... You have to wait a lot longer to get in there.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that guy.
Yeah. There's a treasure behind him, too, but, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do this, I guess. Yeah, you could have gotten a free hit in there before he did that. Fortunately, you've got a really good shield. Anyway, I waited in Best Buy for, like, an hour and a freaking half. And I only got one of the things I wanted, and I paid a lot more, and I got no deals for it, which sucks. And we're not done yet, because, again, I have sat through all this bullshit at this point. I want to just... I came here for 3 games. Even if I'm not getting my top 3, I'm getting at least something I can play until my Switch is repaired. So, I go out, back to GameStop. There's a bit of a line, but not much, mind you. I go through the line, I'm just like, okay, you guys have Borderlands... I will take it. And fortunately, they had a decent deal on it. It was like half off. And I said, and I'll take an extra pair of socks. They're like, well, you're unfortunately like 1 penny short because, of course, they do like the 99 cents thing. Oh, so I'm like, fine. I turn around because I know I've been in this GameStop so many times. They have like these little crappy Gundam figures that are probably worth like 50 cents. They're charging $8 for. I'm like, fine. I'll just take this. I will take another pair of socks. And I got a pair of Overwatch socks. And that was my incredibly frustrating time at... trying to shop for Boxing Day, and I will never, ever do it again. But I did get Fire Emblem, even though I paid full price. I did get Astral Chain, which I wanted, and I got Borderlands to tide me over until my Switch controllers get back, so at least it's over. I think it's about a minute to 30 seconds. You gotta wait.
Oh, yeah, I'm fine just leaving it sitting
It's an intolerably long time. Like, I know the first time...
Oh, there we go.
I know the first time I did this, I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. There's nothing here, and I leave. And it's like, no, you just have to wait a stupid period of time for it.
Yeah, my issue with Nintendo sales this year for Boxing Week is the fact that the game I wanted, which was Demon X Machina...
That was number 4 on my list.
Was not on sale whatsoever, but it's not selling. It never sold out, at least in Canada.
Yeah.
If any American viewers, if there are any out there... have experienced a different situation with trying to get a hold of Demon X Machina. Awesome. I'm glad to hear it's selling. But in Canada, we don't sell out of games very easily.
And for the love of God, do not put footage of that game up on YouTube. You will get copyright struck. That's why I don't have a huge desire to have it immediately. Apparently, From Software has just been like going out of their way, like actually striking accounts for having any footage of it up.
Weird. That's very anti...
Yeah, considering that they seem to like their stuff on there. Are you actually going to fight Nito in this situation, or are you actually going to go through the entire path?
I have no idea.
Because I've been told you can fight him in this situation. That would actually make this go a lot faster.
Well, let's see if I can firebomb him.
Oh god, this is going to end fantastically. So this is the boss we're trying to get to. He holds a covenant that we're trying to join, I think. But I think at some point you can... No, I guess not. You can join his covenant and you get a really good weapon if you're playing early on. It's typically like a recommended thing if you're going for like a low-level early run because it's like ridiculously good for the time, but it gets outperformed pretty quickly.
Alright, I am totally lost at this point because...
well, you can go back into the sarcophagus and leave, or you can talk to him and you can join the covenant, or at least discover it. I think there's an achievement for that.
Let's get the achievement.
That's something I've been meaning to ask, because, you know, we keep pitching the idea that we're going to play Bloodborne after this, and I'm totally fine with that. You've got to find some time, though. You're really busy. But, are we going to try and get, like, all the achievements and stuff? Because, seriously, I'm genuinely curious, because I don't think I've got the interest or wherewithal to do it, but, you know,
no.
If that's our goal, I will persevere.
No, honestly, no. I've got no desire. I'm not really one to aim to get all the achievements. I'm okay with
me too.
what I end with. It's nice to see it on, say, PSN or Xbox Live to go, oh, look, this is what I've managed to accomplish in the game. But getting the platinum or the all achievements unlocked is just not compelling. I like them. I wish Nintendo had a system like that in some of their games. It's actually really awkward playing Dragon Quest XI on the Switch and having played some of it on the PS4 and being like, I would have got a trophy for that.
I really have got to play that game myself. I've just recently gotten into Dragon Quest like last year, and it's like, wow, there's so many I haven't played yet. I really want to get the PS2 one as well. That one's supposed to be really good.
Yeah.
I just have the Super Nintendo remakes.
Yeah, that is very understandable. It's an odd series because it's very prevalent, but it's also hard to get.
Well, that's the funny thing. This was the thing that Final Fantasy exists to kill, basically. And yet, it's still going, kind of, even though it's sort of competing with its own company at this point. That's the problem I have. Like, I hate that Square Enix are the same company now. Like, back then you got stuff like Illusion of Gaia from, like, Enix, although it was Quintet. You have stuff like Chrono Trigger from Square. They had to go extra far their way to compete. And since the merger, it feels like they're just getting lazy because they have no one really to compete with outside of, like, maybe NIS. Maybe.
Oh no, it's Atlas, and Sega as a whole has...
Yeah, Atlas has got some good stuff out there.
Sega as a whole has Square's number, but...
I think if you fall down one of those holes, you get to go to, like, the Demon Smith or whatever.
Yeah, I know one of them takes you closer to a...
I think I've only visited the Demon Smith once, so I couldn't point you in which one it is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna guess. Nope, the wrong one.
It's the one behind that wall that the Demon Smith crashes through. You picked wrong. You can't do anything about the wall. He has to break it down in a cutscene. I remember that.
I know that... See, my hunt is less for that sort of thing and more for the... I know there is a bonfire in this area.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I always just remember jumping down cliffs. Oh, these guys!
Oh,
these
and
are
I
the worst.
haven't taken down the Necromancer. Oh, fuck.
Language.
That is the most you're going to get from me there, because that is exactly the response to a situation like this.
To be fair, these are the worst enemies ever of all time. Fortunately, they are followed by the worst boss of all time. Get ready for Pinwheel. Oh, Pinwheel, you're a very special boss, aren't you?
There we go. You can die.
Run, run, run. I think they can kill you while you're transitioning behind that fog gate, too.
Yes, they can. Because,
so,
this game is mean sometimes. Like, people like to say it's all fair all the time, but it's a game. Not everything in it's going to be fair.
This is Pinwheel, by the way. He's the best boss ever.
I've never really had issues with this boss. It's just another fight.
He's a boss with no health.
Yeah, you can slaughter this guy in a heartbeat.
I kind of like it's like the Iron Golem. It's a guy that you can just rush, and by completely ignoring everything you've learned up to this point, you win. It mixes things up. What I don't like about it is I didn't do that the first time, and I lost to him. And I lost to him... First of all, I lost to him, so that's embarrassing. I lost to him on the death kill, so he died... I died. He didn't respawn. He counted as dead, but I never got the drop from him.
Yeah, that has happened to more people. That was ridiculous. I forgot how powerful pyromancers are.
Yeah, I upgraded pyromancy. Now we got the Rite of Kindling. That allows us to... I don't know which mask is the good one. I know one is good.
Oh, look. We've got an achievement.
Yay.
As we were talking about them. And I did not get the achievement for talking to Nido.
No, we didn't. I found the achievements, like, I don't know how well you remember this, but I was watching some of the older stuff we did, and, like, we got the achievement for meeting Priscilla, or meeting the lady in the forest while we were fighting Priscilla.
Yes.
For no reason. Like, the achievements in this game are, why are you doing that? There's a bonfire just a little ways away from here. And also, we still need to move forward.
Thank you for reminding me. Most of the time,
It's not a dead end up there.
Thank you. See, I've always used the homeward bone right at the end of this section. So...
Don't do that. It's not good. Okay, we get one shot at this, and then these magical stones disappear, so...
follow the stones.
Be real careful, though. Because everything's dark. You can see the fantastical fire area where we killed the broccoli at the bottom of this, but there are skeletons in here. You can see them by their glowy eyes, and they're going to be mean to you.
I can't figure out which way to go.
It's to the right. You want to follow that pink one.
All righty. Oh.
Unless you do that. In which case, you don't follow that one. My turn.
Yep.
Uh,
I do know for a fact there is a bonfire near the...
Yeah, there is. There's also a shop we can talk to. That will not be a shop if you say exactly the wrong things, which I say every time. And that's the only other way to get the masks from Pinwheel.
Interesting.
Yeah, you talk to a guy, and then he asks, "Hey, are you a cleric?" And you can say yes, because, you know, you're being a friendly, nice guy. He's like, "I see." And then he kills you. And then you can never use his wares. And if you say no, he's like, "Oh, good, I hate clerics. I think we're best friends. I'm going to sell you stuff after I kick you into a pit because I'm an asshole."
Oh, Patches.
I hear he's a spider in Bloodborne.
He is.
That's kind of weird. Didn't Bloodborne have, like, 6 final bosses? Like, depending on which one you chose to fight or whatever? Like, it had some kind of, like, weird...
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while since I last played Bloodborne, so...
I know there's a shortcut just dropping down cliffs. I want to take it, but I can't remember where. So we're just going to have to do it the normal way, I guess.
That said, let's try to go down the other path.
Yeah. Okay. Whoops. Whoops! Whoops! I don't remember this guy being here. Interesting. This guy wasn't here last time either. Oh shoot. Oh, you know where the guy is? And I'm gonna feel dumb for saying this. He's by one of the dead ends with all, like, those statues that impale you.
Ah, that's right.
Again, I've only been to him once, so I don't really know him all that well. Okay, well, we don't have to fight Pinwheel again, even though we probably should, considering he's basically a standard enemy. Although we get to run into a whole bunch of him later. He has a much lower chance of dropping anything of value. Oh god, I don't want to be here. Can I be somewhere that's not a straight line for those guys to just destroy me? Good. Here is good. Let's hang out here. I like being here. Here's my new favorite place. Let's just forward all my mail here. It's got books. I'm okay
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Did we deal with Seath?
The Scaleless, I believe we did.
Okay.
I don't think we got the Moonlight Sword, though.
No, I remember we flubbed that.
I know we flubbed Priscilla as well, which I kind of regret, because if I go back New Game Plus, it's going to be harder to get it than ever. Okay, see those two blinky lights right there? That's a big skeleton guy, and he's going to be mean to us. Like, he's a really big skeleton guy, and he's going to be mean to us.
Are there necromancers in the tomb, or...?
I don't think so. If there are, they're not here. And then you run into giant skeleton dogs that are made out of people bones. Okay, I think it's around here somewhere. I think we have the thing from a different guy that would have made this a lot easier. Guess we're going to slide down here. Okay, oh god, I'm being followed. That's not good. Down here, down here, down here, down here. Let's go down here. That's the bonfire. I did this the hard way, mind you. There is an easier way to do this. I think we might continue this with the easy way. Just all that go away. Okay, we want to equip. I believe we have it anyway. Gonna have to get rid of our awesome hat of Artorias. Equip the Sunlight Maggot. Much easier. If you're lucky, you can also get a drop from the Necromancer, which gives you a lantern, which does basically the same thing, except that you can't hold a weapon and a shield at the same time because it takes up an inventory slot.
Yeah, that's the only way I knew how to do that. Oh, there's Patches.
Okay, so we gotta be careful what we say to this guy, because this could end real bad for us.
Good day. What are you doing in the catacombs?
I am not a cleric. Never say yes to that, because you completely remove him as a shop, and he sells some good stuff.
No. There's a fine stash. I found it first. In any case.
He hates necromancers. He probably likes necromancers. He seems like a jerk like that. Oh, also the nice cleric lady. I'm not sure where we got in her quest because again, it's been a year, but she's probably down here and ready to kill us because she went hollow, or at least that's one of the outcomes. Or her buddies are down here to attack us and she escaped. Again, depending on how we did this. Also, does it look like he's impaled by a sword right now?
That spear does not look like it's sitting there comfortably.
No, it looks like it's like one of those giant skeleton swords jammed through his chest. Okay, well, we got some... it's pretty much just useless stuff. There's a place I kind of wish I was. Oh, there's the skull lantern. We could have used that instead of this hat, but this hat makes things easier. There might be some red phantoms down here. Gotta be careful about that. I think some giant, like, skeleton centipedes spawn as well if you do exactly the wrong thing. That's me. Oh, hey, it's these guys. The exact guys I was talking about a second ago. Let's avoid them. Oh, it's these assholes. The cleric lady's friends. I had a feeling they'd be here, and lo and behold, here they are.
Oh, I miss the days when miracles were viable in Souls games.
No, necromancy is all you need. Or necromancy. Pyromancy. It's all you need. Ever. Because, boom! Boom!
Yep, it's always really amusing how many RPGs of any sort, if you use magic, you're the most powerful thing on the battlefield.
And I hate playing as mage characters. I find mage characters to be kind of dumb. I like using swords to hit things. Maybe I'm weird about that, but I don't like mage characters too much. There are a couple games that made it fun, like Two Worlds 2 had some really interesting magic systems. Oh, you want to talk about RPGs? There was something I saw earlier today that just made me really, really pissed off. I was on the Xbox Live store, just because why not look at deals, and I found this game that was basically your standard RPG Maker game. Someone probably made it with very little money. I don't know if that's another character or a player. Let's find out. Ah, it's a player. Okay. Anyway, I found this RPG Maker game on there that was selling for like $20 on sale, which is kind of insane. But it had DLC. What do you think its DLC might have been?
Cosmetics.
No. It's far better than that, and by better I mean it will make you want to punch a baby.
Oh god, that's scary.
Yeah. There was, for about $5, the DLC edition of adding a menu option to remove all encounters.
I did you wrong, but I didn't mean it. You know what I mean? You and me.
See,
Oh, brilliant.
Final Fantasy 12 remastered, Final Fantasy... Actually, that's the only Final Fantasy... No, they don't have an encounter rate. What am I talking about? I think 10 had to remove the encounter rate function, which is a bad idea if you've ever played Final Fantasy X. You do not do that, because one of the last fights with Seymour is an absolute pain in the ass.
No, I think it like removes boss fights and everything too. It's just there's no combat in this game. It just removes it entirely. That is somehow... First of all, to piss me off, that is a menu option in a game. For some reason. That is almost as absurd as I've seen in games that have an autoplay function. But the fact that you're charging people for a menu option that's in your game, that just makes me angry. Okay.
That is very fair.
Okay, now if I recall, we want to reverse hollowing here so that we can run into Paladin Leonard Nimoy or whatever his name is. And then we get a special shield from him if he doesn't fall off a cliff. But he probably will. Oh, this is the one reason why you actually help out, what's his name, the sun guy. You get this hat, and then you make him really sad.
Oh, there's the...
Yeah, it's the dog people skeletons. There's a lot of them in this area, and I don't care for them much.
No, the fact that it took out almost like half of the health bar in a single attack is very disconcerting.
Oh, speaking of Dark Souls, I think I saw it on your PS4 playlist, which I'm very jealous of. You got a couple games on there I really like to play. I don't know how I survived that. I'm taking that as a victory.
I don't know how you survived that.
I'm just that good, baby. It's all skill.
Anyone who wants to clip it, clip it. That was quite amusing.
I will try and do it on the back end. if I can figure out how to do that. I don't know how to Twitch very well, okay? Leave me alone. But I saw that you had played Code Vein. What were your thoughts on that? Because that was one of the games I missed this year I was interested in.
Code Vein is a weird experience. I haven't played the full game. I've played both the beta and the demo they released on PSN.
Oh, is that different? Because I played the beta myself.
It's not really. It's pretty much the same thing.
Oh, you might want to reverse hollowing.
Yes.
So we can run a Paladin Leroy or whatever his name is.
I'm also going to use one of the twins. Oh.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna kindle this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But yeah, Code Vein is a weird game. It's Souls-like, but it's
very anime.
It is. It's kind of like Black Desert in the sense that the character creator is its most striking feature.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun making my character in the beta.
However, I hit the wrong button. I couldn't even offer you what console. I've been playing my Switch a lot. That's why my button placement is a little weird. Because I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, what?
We'll talk about that after, because I'm curious about your Switch experience. Also, we need to add each other on Switch.
Yes.
But Code Vein.
Yeah, it's a weird experience. It plays well, but its balance is super bad. Like, it's a Souls-style game that doesn't understand balance. It tries, and I give it all the credit in the world for that, but...
I know a lot of people would argue Sekiro would be the same like that, but that's neither here nor there.
No, in this case, it's not so much the difficulty as much as it is the difficulty spikes.
Yeah.
Where, at least with Sekiro, it's hard from beginning to end, so when you complain about that, you're complaining about a full package experience versus a game where you're like, oh, I'm having fun, but then all of a sudden the game kicks your feet out from beneath you and expects you to enjoy the fact that it did that. Like, it takes a blow to the back of the knees, and it's like, you didn't like that? What's wrong with you?
I've heard that's a really bad hit you would never want to take, is just getting hit in the back of the knees.
Yes.
Oh, that guy. Okay. So Switch. What have you been playing on Switch lately?
Mostly Dragon Quest XI and a bunch of titles I've downloaded. Games like Jotun, which is a very fun boss rush sort of game.
Yeah, I've seen that. It looks interesting.
I have Undertale on there.
Nice.
And it is... I haven't played much, but I'm very engaged with what I have experienced. I went backwards.
Yeah, Undertale's not a super long game. I beat it in one sitting, but man, is that a fun experience.
It's just so different, and I understand why it's got such a passionate fan base, but I also can't really desire to be involved with such a the passionate fan base of said game.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've heard people say, the worst things about any fandom is the fact that fandom exists for it, because, it just makes it so hard for other people to get into it if they're not, 100% on board with it.
Yes. Yes, and we see it all the time with any sort of thing. The worst fandom currently, despite what everyone will claim, is not Star Wars, but in fact Ruby.
That's an anime I've never been able to get into, but I have lots of issues with Rooster Teeth, and I don't like the aesthetic of the guy who made it. I'm sorry, I'm still bitter they ate Screw Attack. I was big on Screw Attack. I was featured every week on there.
No, that is totally
and now they're just gone. And Rooster Teeth, I mean, as far as I know, they haven't really done anything particularly interesting since, 2010. They've just been sort of congealing.
To be fair, Genlock is pretty solid, but I lay that at the feet of everyone involved with it. Not like, oh, look, Rooster Teeth did this amazing thing. It's like, no, Rooster Teeth was part of this amazing thing, but you also should give credit to everyone else involved.
I mean, I'm going to sound like one of those guys who I just hate the thing that you like, but if I see Rooster Teeth's name on something now, I just don't want to have anything to do with it anymore. I used to be a big fan. Day one, I watched Red vs. Blue back when they were, drunk gamers, and that was good. I think at some point that it just not to be that guy, but they sold out, and they sold out a bit too much. Like, if you like something, they should absolutely sell out because it means that they can afford to do stuff. But it felt like at a point they just sold their souls, and that's why they're not Rooster Teeth anymore so much, the giant conglomerate that owns them and everyone else.
They're Warner Brothers now, I believe.
That's fantastic.
In fact, Ruby plays a large role in the adaptation of Dr. Sleep that just came out.
Interesting.
It's very clever. It's also really funny because in the book, the role that Elements of Ruby takes over was initially utilized by Game of Thrones. Stephen King used Game of Thrones in reference in the original book.
Okay.
And so it's actually really amazing to see that this web animation goes on to surpass what was the biggest franchise of the 2010s.
Well, as I understand, Game of Thrones didn't exactly end like anyone wanted. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I'm talking out of my ass, but I've just been told, it ended exceptionally badly.
That is very true. I'm not actually going to argue that. I'm not going to argue that. In fact, I must admit this year was the end of big franchises for me.
You don't want to go that way. That's a dead end.
Alrighty.
You want to go that way. The
Thank
way
you.
that I'm pointing that no one else can see, obviously.
We use a lot of hand motions here that no one
Behind
will
you.
ever see.
Yeah. You might be a level too low. You might have to move up one, because I know that sort of general direction's the way to Nito's crypts. So you might have to go up
Yeah,
here.
it's been ages since I've been in this area. Like, this is...
Right behind you? Was that a fog gate? Oh, you don't want to be over there. That's a drop. I said this was going to be easy and not take very long. I have something planned for when we finish this. I don't know if we're going to get to that at any point.
Well, if we did deal with Seath, then I think we can get to it.
Yeah.
I'm just being left to navigate this area, which
I think you're going backwards.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
On the bright side, we killed everything, so there's not much of a problem. I think there's a bonfire directly below us, but that, again, might take us backwards relative to where we're going. I don't think we want to go this far up.
No, something...
Like, that's sort of the vague direction of that opening is where we want to go, but...
I'm just going to see if I can reorient myself through here.
Yeah, that would probably be a good idea. Yeah, so you picked something up there. I dropped off there and died.
Yeah, okay,
So we want to move down.
So I've got an idea of where I am.
All right.
Again. That will be a fall.
Any other downloadable games you've been playing on Switch?
I bought the Sega Ages version of Phantasy Star
Nice.
because I'm really intrigued by older JRPGs. I'm a little sick of the over-reliance on fan service in modern JRPGs and kind of just the otaku bait games
Yeah.
that
I hear
exist, and so I'm going backwards to games I've never played before.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I think you need to go down that path behind
This
you.
path, okay.
Yeah.
Ah,
And-
there we go. I think you...
And I think this way, down the path a little ways more, you're going to run into the paladin guy. But I think the bonfire's behind you.
Then let's use the bonfire.
No, behind you. Like, relative to the way you were looking. Yeah, that way.
Okay.
I think it was this way. I think, or we missed it, or something. I guess we're moving forward. Shows what I know. But it's funny you mentioned that you're going back. I mean, I am by profession a retro gamer.
Yeah.
In my own way, but
I'm gonna check up here for the bonfire.
Like I mentioned, I really wanted to get Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and well, now I've got a copy. The moment I get to play it, it'll be nice. But I went through my archive just to play something. And I just got really, really, really into what was my intro to anime, which, well, along with Gundam Wing, because it was actually the same day I played this, but got really into Shining Force again.
Yeah, Shining Force is that franchise that Sega has crapped all over, but
Well, it's a
also
franchise that only exists kind of only half in name since the third game, because after that it hasn't been Shining Force.
Yeah, it's a weird franchise because I don't think Sega knew what they wanted to
we just
do
gotta
with
keep
it.
moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, now well, I don't know what I think Shining Refrain was the newest one, which I bought a ways back, and I've been told that's Tales of, so I'm excited to play it, but I never bothered.
It is fun to play, but oh God in heaven above, is it ever the most anime JRPG? I'll give it credit. It's not pure fan service, but you can also see how far the JRPG genre has kind of fallen apart.
I think behind you's where the... be real careful. No, okay, I guess not. I don't know where that bonfire is. I swear it was here. Okay, I think Paladin Leroy fights you here. We have to be careful that he doesn't drop off the cliff or we lose his drops forever. So be careful about that. And you don't want to go straight... You don't want to go straight in that hole. You want to go past that, I think.
Okay, you want me to go down this way still?
Yeah, I think that's how he spawns. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to actually want to back into that little crevice.
Yeah, I just want to lure him over my way.
Just so, again, he dies and bad things happen. But this is the only way to get his shield if I recall. I know a lot of people have a lot of easy time with Nito. I'm not one of those people. And the reason why is because he summons a bunch of stuff. Pick up item.
We got the Sanctus.
That's the only way to get the Sanctus too. But Nito comes with a bunch of skeletons that he can reanimate at will. Because he's basically a necromancer himself. And the only way to prevent that is to use a holy item. And the only holy item that exists in game, unless you made one yourself, is like this crappy stick. And that's the only way I had to fight him. This is where you run into Pinwheel again, by the way.
Well, Pinwheel is a pushover.
Yeah, I just run past all this stuff.
Yeah, I don't like trying to run past things on narrow.
No, I get you. It's one of those things you just kind of have to get used to, or just take the slow way. And slow is usually better, honestly. But I'm Mr. Impatient.
That arrow, though. That effing arrow.
There's a guy behind you.
Yeah. Oh, I can see him.
Okay, well, so long as you're aware. Oh, you got him. Thanks to my awesome flamey sword, you got him.
Yes.
I'm very glad we got this.
Yes. Sometimes the best thing for me with Dark Souls is to spend time away from it, and all of a sudden I can use everyone else's weapons without...
Well, it's that thing. You focus on something so much, and in doing so, you get worse at it. It's the moment that you stop focusing it and you take a breather that things just get so much easier.
Yes.
So these guys, they're just going to spam Pyromancy because they realized this late in the game that Pyromancy is awesome. You can get masks from these guys, but unlike the boss one, it takes quite a lot of doing to get them. I didn't even know those little baby skeletons were here.
Yeah.
I've never run into them. Again, I just run past all this stuff because it's Pinwheel. Why bother?
They're so adorably evil.
Yeah, these remind me of a boss in Demon Souls where you have to fight like at the bottom of this like lake of blood, and there's like this, like maiden who's just like around like all these like aborted somethings or something, and she's got like this guard, and it's like the worst thing ever because these things will poison you and kill you, and you've got like this giant guy who will mess your day up. But she's a boss that basically dies instantly.
Yeah. Bloodborne loves its fetuses. Let's put it that way. Like people make fun of Death Stranding for its baby, and yet Bloodborne is just obsessed with fetuses wandering the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's actually disturbing.
Well, wasn't that sort of like spoilers for Bloodborne or whatever, but wasn't that sort of like the end was there's like a crying baby and that was it or something like that? That was like the reason this entire world exists?
I can't remember. Again, it's been so long since I played it that I just remember some of the ludicrous...
Again, I'm talking as someone who's never actually beaten the game, but based on what I've seen, it was like all a baby's nightmare or something.
I think it depends on the ending, or I think that may have been the DLC's plotline. I think it's a strange... Is this the boss?
Yes, this is the boss. This is the room we were in when we sat in a coffin, except now the boss will actually attack us. And you lost half damage. Because this game is nice. I'm pretty sure you can actually kill him if you go in through the coffin, but you have to like hit him with a special attack or hit him from an exact specific angle.
Let me take a bow.
And I think if you do it and you die, you can't take the coffin back to him.
Interesting.
Yeah, you have to take a long way. So you get one shot at it, basically. I think you can summon those stupid wheel skeletons, too.
I'll save the foul language for sometime when we're not on air.
Please. I do think my videos get, like, flagged if people swear too much in them or stuff. Because YouTube. Among every other problem YouTube has at this point. Thanks, Google.
The slow and steady increase of the death of YouTubers that Google's brought on itself because they did something very stupid.
Well, they've done many stupid things, but yes.
They took information from children.
Yeah, they did that. That was illegal. But, you know, they're actively, you know, making it harder for smaller channels to ever get discovered. They're actively kneecapping everyone. I think his cloak hurts you if you're near it, by the way. Oh, I guess not. That's fine. That might have been the giant skeleton from Dark Souls 3.
And the final boss of Dark Souls 2. Oh, hell, I hate that boss.
Oh, God, Nishandra.
She is a pain in the arse.
I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but Dark Souls 2, my first experience with it, I gave up on a boss because I thought it was stupid, and I just gave up and didn't care at that point. It was later that I looked it up and just tried to figure out, you know, how far through the game did I get? It was the final boss.
Yeah, it's a terrible final boss.
It's a final boss that you get, like, a lot of help with, too, and it's just, no, this is bad.
It's her curse status effect that you just get bamboozled by. And that's going to be my word for today is bamboozled.
That's a good word.
This shield is badass.
It is a badass shield. Thank you, Artorias of the Abyss. And, Sif, for letting me steal his shield. I think I upgraded to max as well, so.
Yeah, I'm just like,
You
let's
might
not get greedy. Nito is nearly dead.
Yeah, I might heal. You got plenty of Estus.
Oh, that was my plan. Get out of the way. Let Nito do his stupid thing. Oh, no. Oh, bad. Do not lock on in this boss battle. It's like my new rule.
Yeah, I've played a lot of weird games where it's like, you know, just fighting with lock-on is worse than not fighting with lock-on, and fighting with not lock-on is terrible. It's just, somehow you screwed up lock-on, and in a lot of situations, that's kind of a necessary function. A lot of combat situations are designed with lock-on online, so when you screw it up, that's not good.
Oh, that was a lucky block.
Yeah.
That was not a lucky block. Oh, Nito, come this way. Come this way, or I'll run the other way.
Now imagine fighting this guy with basically nothing except a crappy stick. And that was my fight with Nito.
In other words, we do not want to relive
No.
that sort of
That would be a very
beauty.
not good fight.
What?
Yup. Appreciate the restraint. Like to not get flagged. My videos are flagged for not for children because Google, but at the same time, apparently swearing even if your video's for adults means you're not going to get found. Because Google. I think that's all the Lord Stones, so I'm pretty sure we're done.
Sweet.
Which means we can get rid of this stupid hat and put back our good old Artorias armor. And then we get to move to the final boss.
But first I got a bonfire.
Yes, you got a bonfire. We defeated him, but we weren't friends with him for that one time. Even if you're friends with Nito, you still have to kill him too.
Yeah.
Which I think is a bit of a weird thing.
I forget where we're supposed to warp to.
You can go to Firelink Shrine. And then you just drop.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm pretty sure there's a way you can just instantly go there, but I can't think of what one that is either. But yeah, we've only been doing this for an hour, so you know we got time. We can do this other thing.
Oh yeah, we're well ahead in many ways for people who haven't played the game in quite a while. Where is Artorias' helmet?
It's a very nice helmet. It's heavy, but it's nice. And it's not a boar hood.
There we go.
And you can upgrade it, unlike a lot of other really fun armor. Alright. Oh, you can kindle this bonfire as well.
Yeah, let's kindle since we're not.
We've got a lot of humanity and we have no other use for it at this point. Might as well just kindle
Actually, I don't think we have that much. I only saw like 2 basic humanities.
Well, I mean, really, what else are we going to use humanity for at this point? I mean, I think we can summon Solaris for the final fight, and I think that's about it.
Okay, I'm jumping into the abyss. I want to make it flashy. YOLO. That was not flashy.
No, it really wasn't. But the effort was appreciated.
That said, I'm glad they do not fall damage you here.
Yeah. There's a few places where they don't fall damage you, and it's weird, like fighting the Watchers of the Abyss or whatever.
Yeah, and Pinwheel.
Yeah.
Like, you fall into Pinwheel, and it's just like, no fall damage, but you fall into Nito, they're like, you lost most of your health.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, offer up souls to Lord Vessel. Oh, that armor's cool.
It is.
You know, I saw this, apparently someone's making a Dark Souls board game and it comes with miniatures. It's like, you know, if that wasn't $200, I would buy that just for that Ornstein figure. Because, man, I want an Ornstein figure now.
Yeah, Artorias gets all the love, figure-wise. But there are so many other cool characters.
Yeah, I think Ornstein's kind of a boy at this point. Don't like his helmet so much, but everything else about his armor's awesome. Okay, so, fun fact, this is the only place in the game where these guys respawn. Except this guy won't, because he's a ghost.
Whew.
Yeah.
I'm just looking, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. And it's like, no.
I'm surprised there's only that one. Usually there's 3 or 4. This is where you get the black armor as well, because the Black Knights don't drop it for whatever reason. And unfortunately, at this point, the black armor is not very good. So, you know, it's like, well, you get cool armor, but it's useless at this point.
I love the environment design here. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Feels like you're finally coming across like something significant. It's like, you know, everywhere else in the game you can see where you were. Here you can't because you're actually inside of another area that you can see. It's like, this is a whole different world and it's got like a completely different feel. I think we've been everywhere in this game except for Ash Lake. That was the only place we never went to.
I think so.
Do you want to go to Ash Lake? I have no real desire to be there.
Nope, this is...
Let's fight another Hydra. For no reason.
So, yeah, other than Hydra. But, man, I just... Dark Souls... Well, From Software in general, and I'm including Armored Core in this and such, has... They've got fantastic art.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Armored Core mechs are beautiful. The
customization in them's great. I know a lot of people shit on my review of Armored Core 4. I stand by what I say. It's not that great a game. It's not bad. It's not great. But the character customization is tremendous.
Oh,
Talk about rabid fan bases. Everyone that goes on that video, it's just negative comments. It's kind of sad.
Armored Core is something people are very passionate about because we don't get mech games.
It's true.
And it sucks because it's not a good game. I stand with you on that.
Yay.
I only played the demo and I was lost as to how the game even functions. This was years back.
I think it's behind you. That's the way you gotta go. You gotta go across those pillars. I don't know if you're just wandering around or...
I'm just kind of exploring. It's been years since I've last
I think you're
been
gonna
in this
drop
area.
if you go that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's been years since I last played this game to completion, and
it's again behind you.
Yeah, I'm just admiring architecture.
You might want to swap to whatever weapon you were using because this boss is fire elements, and our flamey sword is probably not going to be that good for it.
All right, well it's kind of safe. I'm going to take a look at what we have.
Until you accidentally walk off the cliff.
I remembered that I do not use the...
I think you used a halberd of some kind.
Yes.
Or a very large sword. It's one of those things.
I honestly, legitimately cannot remember.
Yeah, I think you used a halberd of some description.
I'm just going to reset it. There we go, okay.
Could use the Abyss Greatsword. I think I played around with that for a little bit. Got tons of crystal stuff, not that we need it. Broken stuff that's useless. Except you can trade one to Sparkly the Crow. The Obsidian Greatsword. Which, I remember saying this last time. Obsidian is not some sort of godly material, it's glass. It's not that great. Everyone thinks Obsidian's like this be-all, end-all material. It's really not.
That's the enchanted falchion.
Yeah, that might have been it. I mean, it's...
Or that... No, actually, I think that was your precursor to...
Oh, it might have been. I... Just look for stuff that has plus numbers on it. That means someone at least used it at some point. I know you need to use the broken sword.
I was the one using the Abyss Greatsword.
Go to somewhere safe and test it out.
I've got it right here.
I think right around here's where you get the dark armor as well. I think it's like next to one of these.
Oh shit.
pillars. Well, you're committed now. Hope you like this weapon.
Oh no, I do not like this weapon.
Well,
I forgot about the Link spin attack.
I would swap to your Chaos Fireball. I mean, they're Dark Knights, so they're equipped with at least some fire resistance, but, I mean, it will end this fight rather quickly. If you don't do that.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. There we go.
Pyromancy! We're immune to fire damage, not to my fire damage.
Okay. Don't use the spin attack. Other than that, I think I'm fine with this sword.
Huh. I swear the Dark Knight armor's around here, but I can't find it. Might have been on one of the other pillars or something. So I think this is just the way straight to the boss. Oh, there it is.
There we go.
Because if you want to cosplay like the Dark Knights, and let's be honest, who doesn't? Unless you're wearing our armor, which is fantastic. Is, good old Ornstein. And Artorias.
Oh, and we gotta mention this because armor is being brought up, but what is wrong with Western developers and all their crappy armor in RPGs? Like, fully 3D RPGs. Because it's embarrassingly bad that... I spent a lot of time around actual historical armor and stuff, and there's a lot of really cool stuff that's legitimately been made. But they default to everyone's just going to wear leather. There's going to be variations on leather. I'm like, you can make leather.
And if it's a girl,
good.
it's going to be a bikini of some kind.
Yes, and
which is good for a metal cover, mind you, but it's not functional armor.
No, and people like to blame JRPGs for that, but you look at the best armor in gaming, it's games like Dark Souls, Final Fantasy XIV. It's not Western developed games. Monster Hunter.
Oh, Monster Hunter's got tremendous armor. Loves me my Legiatrix armor, that's why I've got 2 statues of it. Those were so expensive, too.
But yeah, it's like, I understand the complaints against fan servicey armor. I agree with them, but that doesn't mean you have to go the complete opposite direction, make everything into the same drab grays and browns of chainmail and...
Oh, for sure.
And leather that you do for shooters, like...
Yeah, I hear you.
Like, these are grays and browns, but look at just the design. Ignoring the blue on Artorias'
Well, to be fair, it's mismatched, but still, it's good armor.
Yeah, but you look at it, it's just...
Yeah, Ornstein's got really nice armor. It's very nice.
Even the Black Knights themselves, like, they're...
The human version of the Black Knight armor is weirdly proportioned, though. Like, the head is super, super thin.
Yes. Oh, it's...
I don't know why that is.
I'm gonna heal. Then across the threshold into the fight I haven't done in years.
Oh god, I'm bad at this fight too, so we might be here for a while. I'm really hoping you take him out. I know you can parry this boss. He's the only boss you can.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever bothered. I'm bad at parrying, though.
Oops.
He thinks he's me. He's got a big flamey sword, but mine's better.
Thank you for trying to grab me while I was behind you.
Watch that grab, too. I think that steals a level or something. Armor might be...
Oh.
Well, I guess we're going to find out. Nope. It just does that. It's actually not as damaging as I thought that would be, too.
No, I was expecting worse. This is a boss you can lock onto.
Yep.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Okay, we're good. Fortunately, we've got a good shield and armor. I think we're okay. As long as our stamina holds out. The trick is finding the opening for this guy.
He doesn't want to grab me anymore. These grabs used to... Oh, thank you!
Just reach out and touch someone, King. This boss would later be reused for Dark Souls 3 as the final boss. Kind of.
See, I've got to admit, I don't like Dark Souls 3 that much. I find it too derivative of the first without really adding anything new. And yet it uses 2's world structure without adding anything new. Oh my god.
I like it better than 2, but I still think the original's the best. Yeah, we're in trouble.
Dude, trying to grab me.
Yeah, it feels like you almost have a moment to heal, but it's a little scary to try. For sure. What's with that kick?
I'm just glad he did it.
Well, you had excellent positioning with that, too. I was gonna try and heal there, but
I'm a little ballsy.
yeah, you're the guy who parries things.
See, when it comes to Bloodborne, it's going to be very interesting to see how the yes. Sorry, I'm
That's our opportunity.
I'm just gonna take extreme joy in the fact that he did that.
Yeah.
Because I can sacrifice a little health there to. Okay.
Now this is a counter argument for using pyromancy because this guy's kind of immune to it, which sucks. Because pyromancy's awesome. I don't know if you die. I don't know how I'm going to fight this guy because I don't have any real weapons to use on this guy. I've got my flamey sword. And I can't use that. I guess I'll use like my enchanted falchion +3 or whatever. Oh, you're doing quite well.
He's just a human enemy, and at this point, it almost feels like the game didn't want him to be the hardest thing on the planet. Because, you know, you're dealing with this like...
Well, it's kind of weird, too, because, you know, if you go and fight all the Great Lords, none of them are humans. They're all, like, these fantastical beasts that are actually, like, really wildly unpredictable.
Yeah.
But this guy, like, even Ornstein was less predictable than this guy. But he had the advantage of also having a partner, which made his fight a little trickier.
Oh.
I might, if I were you, position myself between a pillar and him and try to get a heal in. That, good job. That was close.
I am amazed when his stabs don't go through. Like,
yeah, like the range on that's a little weird.
Also when he kicks the rock. Please keep kicking the rock for me.
He hates that rock.
I am okay with that because there is no environmental destruction in this fight.
Yeah. What was that one boss from Dark Souls 2? It was in the DLC at like the bottom of one of the towers where you had to like fight this human enemy who's just completely stupid because it was such a small room and he was so big.
I cannot remember.
I hate that guy with a passion. I'm gonna look it up because I could never beat him and I hate him with a passion. Dark Souls 2 Wiki! I think I
When you
read
do that, I will try to wait for a good opening. Come on, try to grab me. Try to grab me. Come at me, bro.
NPCs, bosses. Let's see. Oh, hey, it's the Pursuer. I killed him a whole bunch the first time I ran into him. Let's see. Where is he?
Oh shit. I apologize for the constant use of that word. It's like my favorite word in the English language.
Shit is fine. I'm okay with it. Just watch the F-bombs.
They will not be very common. That
The
was
Foom Knight. Frickin' Foom Knight, man. I've never been able to beat him. That is... Apparently, he's, like, the boss that is, like, the single lowest completion rate in all of the Dark Souls series. And I can believe it. He's in such a tiny area and he's huge. He can reach about half of it. That is the worst thing ever. Might be a little early to ask you this, but since you're playing, I'll ask you, what ending are you going for?
I have absolutely no idea.
Interesting.
I forgot what we were doing for most of the game, to be honest. But we said we would finish this, and so in a way, we're just...
Well, you're either reconnecting the flames to keep life prosperous or some nonsense, or a secret ending where you leave them alone and stuff is different than what it was planned.
Ha ha ha!
One of those I consider to be a good
Holy
ending.
crap.
The other I consider the bad ending. So the question is, which ending are you going for? Since you beat it, you get to make that call.
Alrighty.
You linking the flames, or are you walking away?
I'm walking away.
Going for the good ending. I respect that.
Okay. I forget where to go from here.
You go through the fog door. That door.
Oh, back out here.
Yep. Going for the good ending. Respect. Respect the good ending.
Well, I love the way... Oh. Well, my water's going to taste like my feet. That's just how it's going to be.
We'll take a break after we finish this to set up for the next thing. I'll get you some new water.
Bless thy safe return.
So, the endings to this game are kind of open to interpretation, but at least as I interpret it, if you link the flames, basically you catch fire, your body becomes kindling, you're no longer immortal because you can't respawn anymore, but you're gone forever. And the Age of Gods comes back, and everyone you killed comes back because all the gods became immortal again, because you once again brought back the flame. Whereas this, you walk away, you let it die, all the gods remain dead, and humanity rises.
It's very interesting because it's kind of the same sort of ending that you get from a lot of older fantasy.
Yeah.
And older epic poetry and stuff.
For sure.
But it's left super ambiguous.
For sure.
It's just super ambiguous. I can't really say more than that on that point.
But we did it. It took a while, but we finally managed to get it done. Now I just have like 2 more Let's Plays I have to finish that I'm in the middle of. I gotta find time.
1 out of 3 is still better than 0 out of 3. So
This is true. This is true. That is numerically accurate.
because now you can multiply it and actually get results.
I like that. Okay, anyway, we figured that we'd do this and we'd get through it very early because Nito is not that hard. I mean, Pinwheel, that's no roadblock. And then
In fact, most people beat Pinwheel before they even find out about Nito because...
Well, most people don't find the coffin.
Yes.
So I figured this would be pretty quick. So I figured we'd go back to sort of the intro to all of this, which was us playing some interesting import fighting games. I actually have a few right here. This is going to take a little bit of a setup, so once this is done, I'm probably going to kill stream for about 10 minutes, go to the washroom, get some fresh water, and try and set up some stuff, but we got some fighting games. I will let you pick what we do first. I would recommend...
First. No,
Okay.
we're doing the...
we can't do this one first. This one actually... I'm thinking we're doing this last, is what I'm saying. But
Okay.
Keep it quiet while we're doing, but pick. And if we're going to do that, that's fine. Yeah, it's very nice. It's a very nice collector's edition. Comes with a soundtrack. It's very nice. I think it's a special edition, so I think all characters are available from the start. But we're going to try and hook up about 12 different consoles to play some fighting games. Probably not going to be the most professional setup, and I apologize for that. And there's probably going to be a lot of moving and making noise in between stuff. But that's just sort of how things are going to have to be. Anyway, once this is over, we'll take like a 10-minute break, then we'll be back after I kill stream just for posting video reasons, and we'll get into fighting games. That'll be exciting. I'm going to lose a bunch, I bet.
Or you're gonna win a bunch. Remember, with the Ranma ones, you were pretty decent at the Ranma ones. And then that one. What was that one?
With
the characters with
Battle Tycoon.
Yeah.
That was a good game. That was on my Game of the Year list last year. I still have to do my Game of the Year list this year. Damn it! I gotta record so many games, and I only have so much time. That's everything I have to record left for my Game of the Year list. It's like 12 titles long. That's covering 2 lists, though. I think my Game of the Year list has like 1 more I have to record. I think my bad Game of the Year list has like 12. Those ones are just there because I needed something else, but everything else in there is for my Game of the Year list that I haven't recorded yet. I have so much to get done. Oh dear Lord, so much. But we got Dark Souls done. That's one thing less that I have to worry about.
That is one accomplishment.
So that leaves to the next question: when are we doing Bloodborne?
Probably within the next couple months or so at the latest, because I'm more than willing to make time for...
Well, I've got nothing but time right now, so...
But yeah, I'm more than willing to make time for Bloodborne. Bloodborne's always fun to stream. Just know there is a certain area I cannot play.
Oh, good.
Because I am deathly afraid of snakes, and that is the entirety of the enemy encounters.
I'm okay with snakes.
In that area. So
that's fine.
So I will share a funny story about that once we get there. But until that's just going to be...
How'd you deal with the snake encounter in Sekiro?
I haven't played Sekiro yet.
There's a big snake in it. Have fun.
I'm aware. But it's just one. It's not like an entire forest of enemies.
Okay. Anyway, that has been Dark Souls. We will be back in about 10 minutes after I hook up a whole bunch of consoles and stuff. Oh, I gotta thread a bunch of controllers and stuff. Okay. It's gonna be 10 minutes, probably, maybe 15. It just depends. But we will be back soon. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.
So let me wave goodbye.
Wave goodbye. So, we'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.